AT&T and Verizon have not notified victims of a hack.
Why wouldn't they notify people? They don't have to, but like, wouldn't they know that this would eventually come out and be like a problem with trust for their company?
I mean, they're telecom companies, so they don't have a whole lot of trust to begin with.
And I don't know if you know this, like, are they using different kinds of exploits, or have they gotten in a way that, I guess they're not. That's one of the things that they're not telling us.
Hello, how the tech are you? This is our weekly tech show on Eplex Media. We talk about tech news and science news and whatever other tech and science stuff we feel like talking about. I am historian Matt. I am a co-host and co-producer on this show. And my other co-host and co-producer will, introduce himself for his segment. And so we'll just jump right into my one and only story, which is basically AT&T and Verizon have not notified victims of a hack. And this is basically in reference to, there's a Chinese hacking group called Salt Typhoon. I don't know if that's actually their own name or one that some people gave them, but they have basically ongoing access to a number of US phone companies, including AT&T and Verizon. So to be clear, this is an ongoing hack. The hackers continue to have access to all of these phone companies or telecom companies. The hacking group is thought to be state-sponsored, so I think it's supported by the Chinese government, and telecom companies have not been able to fully kick them out from their networks, even though they know that they're there. I don't know all the details, but they're probably not going to talk about much of the details until this is all resolved later. And whatever is allowing them in, and keeping them there is fixed. But the hackers really haven't been able to access much. They've been able to access metadata on calls, but metadata on like more than 1 million people. And the metadata is basically includes like the numbers that are called in and out and when the calls took place, but not the contents of the call. So it's not that sensitive in that respect. AT&T and Verizon seem to have notified some customers, but far less than the total number of customers that were affected by the attack. But companies are not required to notify affected customers if there is reason to believe that no harm has or is likely to occur. So as full disclosure, I do have Verizon, so I may be affected by the hack, but I don't know. I haven't been notified. What do you think, Dave?
Why wouldn't they notify people? They don't have to, but like, wouldn't they know that this would eventually come out and be like a problem with trust for their company? I
mean, they're telecom companies, so they don't have a whole lot of trust to begin with.
Okay,
I mean,
fair enough.
They're a little better than cable companies and social media companies, but not a whole lot more, right?
So this is ongoing access, which is weird. Are they? And I don't know if you know this. Like, are they using different kinds of exploits, or have they gotten in a way that? I guess they're not. That's one of the things that they're not telling us.
Yeah, they're not saying why or how they got in, how they're continuing to be there, but it was released by the FBI. They're working with the FBI, and they said that it's an ongoing attack, and they still have access to the networks. They're still in the networks. I think a while ago, like the FBI even sent out a notification saying everybody should be using, encrypted methods of communication. And it doesn't sound like they're getting into our calls though. But the FBI did say something like use Signal or something similar where you have encrypted communication. So they know it's an ongoing threat.
I hope some Chinese guy somewhere, some hacker guy is like tasked with reading my Grindr messages. That's what I hope is happening to me.
Yeah, they can get these Chinese guys are finding out that I'm getting lots and lots of calls from scammers that I'm ignoring.
They're like, starting to feel sorry for the average American cell phone user.
Yeah, really.
They're like, well, we hacked into this, and what we found out is that everybody's car warranty apparently needs to be renewed.
That's right. It's funny. I don't think I've ever actually had one of those calls, but most of mine are spoof numbers, and they're pretending to be from Google and trying to do something, saying something is not right, and trying to get my credentials.
Yeah, those are only for like very like unsophisticated users. That doesn't like work on anybody like remotely savvy, right? Because I get anything, my bank messages me and says, "Oh, this, that, or the other thing." I don't click shit, right? I log into my bank.
Yeah, I do that. There's one that almost got me, but it was very sophisticated and really did seem like I had a lot of reasons to believe that it really was like Google or something until he started trying to, say these, try to get credentials and stuff. But luckily my security protocols, which I won't go into what they are, kept me from having too much trouble.
Yeah, I mean, on that stuff, if you get any email, anything like that, the best thing to do is, this email appears to be from PayPal, and it says there's something with my account. Well, log into your PayPal account, because if there's a problem with your account, boy, howdy, are they going to tell you when you log in?
That is true. What's funny now for me, like emails is almost safer. I mean, I still get spam emails and scammers trying to contact me, but the vast majority of them end up in my spam folder, so I don't even see them. There are a few that still get through, but it's like, well, yeah, I'm not going to click on any link from anything that I don't expect, coming to me. And the other one is like, I just check the where the email is coming from, and it's never where they say it's supposed to be coming from. It's some like random URL, right? It's like, well, yeah. Well, first of all, I don't even know why Google let it through, because if it's coming from a location that's not what it's claiming to be from, you'd think it would just automatically throw it to spam, but whatever. Those have been fine. It's some of the phone ones have. Now I'm much better at figuring out which ones are scams right off the bat. Although I would say that phone companies could do better, and basically I think they could completely eliminate scam calls. But what do I know? Yeah,
I mean, if my bank were to call me and say, no, this is a problem you can't deal with on our website or whatever, I'd be like, great, I'll go to the nearest branch.
Yeah.
Thanks for calling.
Oh, well, yeah. And that's what I do. But the fun one I had recently was not a call to me, but I called out to the IRS because I was trying to get some stuff fixed with my tax return. And, went through the whole process, had the verified identity there. I mean, that was fine. Like I called them, so verifying identity is fine. But then they're like, oh, we can't fix this right now. We're going to work on it and then call you back. And when we call you back, you have to verify identity. I'm like, that's exactly what the scammers do. So I'm not going to do that. Right. I don't know what you're thinking, but they also said I could call back and on the line that I called. So it should be fine.
Yeah, that's fine. That's, you, and maybe the person you talk to, maybe they forwarded that information to somebody, hopefully, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know why they would need me to re-verify my information if they are calling me. Right.
Right.
But I don't know. There's stuff that's going on with them and this problem that I'm having, which I don't want to go into the details for, but it's just insane. That's all I'm going to say.
But yeah, the moral of the story here, and we've said this over and over again, is like if somebody calls you claiming to be from someplace and you're even the slightest bit skeptical, just hang up on them and contact the place that said they were calling you via a known good number or via their website. That solves that problem. I don't even pick up my phone.
Don't believe numbers that are coming into you, because they can spoof pretty much any number, and there's no real way to verify numbers calling in. And that's where I think the phone companies are having a big problem. Could fix that and solve a lot of these problems, but no. Yeah,
there's something about the way the phone system works, like the terrestrial landline phone system, the way that it works, that allows that to happen. And it's actually not that easy of a problem for the phone companies to solve due to interoperability stuff and whatnot.
I think it is. There's two different, from the research that I've done. Of course, I'm not an expert on phone systems, but there are two different basically technologies out there for the phone. There's the old system, which I forget what it's called. It's like 077 or something. I don't know. And then there's like a newer system. The newer system includes, I believe it includes some encryption, and it's basically like you can't spoof numbers on the new system.
Oh.
And it's only the old system. So the way they could fix that is by just disallowing the old system and force everybody to upgrade basically. But now you're having to deal with calls from other countries, which a lot of these spammers and spoof numbers are coming from other countries. So you're like, okay, do you force them to upgrade their system? Like how much can you do to force them to update? And some of these countries have now made it a business to sell their ability to spoof numbers from their country. And these are like numbers that are in the United States, which doesn't make a lot of sense, but it's, yeah.
At the very least, you know how like when we have HTTPS and there's like a little logo that says that the site is secure, at the very least, your phone company, like you could be alerted that this is from like the old system and to be like skeptical. That would
and that would seems to be possible. At least on Android phone, I looked up some of the some API stuff, and apparently when a phone call comes in, you can set up an app that will like capture it and determine what system the call is coming from. It actually tells you what it's coming from, so you could be notified if this is, pretty early on, if this is a possible scam.
Right. For your cell phone, it would be on the screen, and maybe for a landline, it would just ring a different way or something,
Yeah. Yeah.
But,
who have
whatever.
landlines anymore?
Nobody listens to this show, and nobody would listen to us if they heard us anyway. So
that's right.
That's right.
I might, I'm still thinking of making a little app to actually do that, to show you whether or not it's the new or the old system.
Very
I thought
cool.
I found an app that does that, but it doesn't, it's unclear for what I can say.
It's been How the Tech Are You? This is usually our weekly show about technology here at Echoplex Media. We were off for 2 weeks. I had to move, but we're back every week, hopefully now. We may end up having some day off during the holidays. It's a viewer-supported project, so go to echoplexmedia.com/support if you'd like to support this project. And you are required to click one of these two things at the end of my fingers, or your computer will crash. Have a great tech and week.